Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the comments, would you join me in song? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Rico. I hope the Bills will win on Thursday Night Football for you. Happy birthday on a mother effing game day, Rico. How you doing?
Remix, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to, there we go. We back at it again, baby. We are great. Birthday boys here. I'm hoping that we can celebrate this, cap this birthday with a freaking Bills win. We've been waiting for this for a short time now, but this is a true test. This will be a true test as to see where these Bills truly are. One of the best offenses in the game, a top 5 offense going up against the number 1 defense in this league. What are these Bills going to show us today? And that's what we're going to find out. But there's more pressing news that we need to talk about. But I mean, for right now, I feel good. It's Thursday night. We do well on Thursday night. Are you feeling good about this Thursday night game, that it's a short week? How are you taking the Z-Bot?
Well, the Bills are 8-0 under Josh Allen on Thursday Night Football. But my question is, this can't be the first time the Bills have played on your birthday, being it that you are a late November birthday. So do you happen to remember what the Bills have done when they have played on your birthday in the past?
Brother, listen, call it old age. I can't remember.
Wow. My guess is they didn't do anything memorable then.
It may have not been. It may have not been. I can't remember. Somebody do it up. November 20th. Go back, take a look back to see what games mattered, and then you guys let me know, because I have never even looked. Call it old age. I don't remember.
Well, hopefully tonight they do something memorable for you, and not in a bad way, right? Hopefully in a good way. We have some memories in bad fashion, right? So hopefully birthday memory made tonight on Thursday Night Football, Week 12. The Buffalo Bills 7-3 on the road at NRG Stadium in Houston, taking on the 5-5 Houston Texans, winners of 3 of their last 4. No CJ Stroud at the quarterback position this evening for the Houston Texans. It will be Davis Mills manning the ship for the O. Rico, you mentioned it on the other side of things. It is the number 1 defense in the NFL, the number 1 overall pass defense, the number 3 overall rush defense. So just when you thought, well, they're really good in the pass, let's pound James Cook in this game. Well, they're pretty damn good at that too. So what's the game plan? What's the strategy? The Buffalo Bills this past weekend come off of one of their worst losses in probably a decade. In my opinion, you can make an argument it was the worst loss. They followed that up with maybe their best offensive performance of the season. Josh Allen, 6 touchdowns, 44 points, a barrage of different characters involved in the pass game, including several names you would not expect. Tyrell Shavers, Gabe Davis, James Cook, Ty Johnson, all leading the way there. That was despite no real production, or at least the production that we're used to from James Cook. Obviously, Keon Coleman, who we'll get to in a second, also scratched again this evening, will not play. Dalton Kincaid was out. Khalil Shakir, 1 catch for -1 yard. They were still able to do what they did, but they're going up against a much tougher opponent in terms of defending what Josh Allen and these boys are capable of doing. The one thing, Rico, I'm not sure you know this, I'm sure all you've heard all week, is how great they are at everything, basically, the Texans defense. The one thing I had read today that I find to be awfully interesting, and I do think could be a major tipping point in this game. The Texans actually happen to be the worst at one particular category in the entire NFL on the defensive side of things. And it just so happens to be something that I think the Buffalo Bills, when they're willing to do it, are incredibly good at. And that is running one of, if not maybe the most versatile quarterback in the history of the NFL. The Houston Texans, 32 out of 32 in the NFL at stopping the run by the quarterback. So, Rico, could it be a mobility game Josh Allen gives us this evening to allow the run game for Cook to open up a bit more, to allow the pass game to open up a bit more? I'll start with you. You're the birthday boy here.
Yep.
Bills are a 5.5-point favorite in this one. Davis Mills, the quarterback. I think that makes you feel a bit better about the Bills' chances in this one. Maybe it doesn't matter. We've seen the Texans struggle with CJ Stroud this year. Their offensive line is not great. What's your read on this one? Because as we know, we're going into week 12 here. You don't really know what version of Buffalo you're going to get every week. So what do you think we get tonight from Josh Allen and company?
That's a great question because I've been rattling my brain and trying to shake to see like what are they gonna do? Because they gave us such a performance the last 4 days, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, that you're like, where are we gonna go? Are we just gonna depend on Josh? I mean, I saw a stat today saying the last 2 months, if Josh has got 3 touchdowns or more, the Bills are undefeated. That's fantastic. This is a very good defense. This defense is not going to allow Josh Allen to just take over like that. So they're going to send some spies his way, that's for sure. But have they faced a quarterback like Josh Allen? No. Josh is like one of one. So they're obviously going to have to spy him. But let's keep it real. The last 3 times these guys have faced up, and let's go more recently, twice, and even more recently than that, last year, the Texans really gave Josh Allen fits. So how do we counter that? We've got to get up on them early. So if Josh has to be run a little bit earlier than we're normally used to seeing, so be it. If we can get a score or maybe 2 scores ahead of the Texans, allow our defense to pin back and make Davis Mills beat you in the air, we have an opportunity. But it starts right off the bat with establishing ourselves in the trench. We've got to push that defensive line around, and we've also got to push around that offensive line around. It's got to start in the trenches. So if Josh is going to have to get on his horse and run a little bit more, I mean, from 4 or 5 runs to maybe 7, 8, 9 runs, I'm with it. I mean, if we have to give him 10 to 11, typically if he's running the ball 10, 11 times, we're usually in the money. We're doing pretty well. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. And then the rest will open up because they're now going to have to shrink that box a little bit to respect the run and respect Josh Allen. Hopefully it opens up everything else underneath or over top, if you will. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to flip it back to you. Josh running the football, are you in favor of that, or are you looking at another angle where the Bills can really come out and do some damage?
Well, I'm absolutely in favor of it. And I think Josh Allen's going to want to go out and give a performance that, is one we talk about on Friday morning in a glowing way, because he has not won in this stadium. 0-3. And I don't think it's an overstatement to say that the last time that Josh Allen played in this stadium may have been the worst performance of his entire career. And you alluded to it. Week 6 in 2024. Here's the stat line for Josh Allen. 9 of 30 for 131 and a touchdown. I mean, you don't see that from anyone, much less the man who would go on to win the MVP that season, Rico. That was a struggle bus of a game. The crazy thing is they lost by 3. They lost by 3, despite maybe Josh Allen having the worst performance of his career. That was with a healthy C.J. Stroud. That was with Stephon Diggs and a healthier offense for this Houston Texans team. So I think Josh Allen's going to go into this one in a spot which he performs extremely well in, and that's Thursday Night Football. 8-0, lights are bright, and it's a spot that he knows he's struggled at. He has struggled. And on top of that, I think this is a guy in Josh Allen who's very self-aware, and I think he knows when people bring up poor performances or whatever, they can spot when they were because of how infrequent they are. And I think everybody goes back to that Texans game last year, and you got to think that's still on his mind. A guy who wins the MVP probably doesn't remember all of the great he does, but I bet you Josh Allen remembers quite fondly going 9 to 30 in that game, right? I mean, it's like anything else on YouTube here. For every 100 comments you get that are amazing, the one that sticks out, of course, is somebody being an ass, right? I would have to imagine for Josh Allen, the one thing that might stick out above anything last year would be the games in which they didn't go his way. He wasn't great. And I think going into tonight, that's going to be a fuel for him. So I would like to see that ignite a running attack from him. We saw a little bit of this this past weekend here, a couple design runs from Joe Brady for Josh Allen. Obviously, he had 3 rushing touchdowns. I think it should be a focal point in this game. And then on top of that, what we saw on Sunday is what I want to continue to see moving forward until it just, you pretty much completely drill it into the ground. And we know Joe Brady's willing to drill something into the ground, Rico. We've seen 3 reverses this year. We've seen 10,000 Khalil Shakir screens. Lord. I want to see them completely bury into the ground, incorporating the running backs in the pass game. I want much, much more of that. Is it always going to be what you got Sunday? No, you had over 120 yards and 2 touchdowns from your running backs. That's an extremely terrific day, and it's not going to be consistent. You can't expect it to. What you can expect to do, though, Rico, is give Ty Johnson and James Cook 3 to 4 receptions per football game. And when you're going into this with a completely, I mean, this is insane. We are beyond the halfway point of the season here, and you are looking at an almost completely different approach to this offense right now, where I'm throwing the ball to Gabe Davis, Tyrell Shavers, Dalton Kincaid's not in there. I want to throw the ball to the running backs, which we haven't done. Maybe it's a good thing because Rico on Sunday, it was one hell of a good thing. I'll turn it back to you here. Let's just get into it. Keon Coleman scratched again. And I've been pretty vocal about this. I'll continue to be because I'm pretty...
Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty steadfast in how I feel about this. I thought this was going to be the move the second they wound up winning the football game on Sunday the way that they did. As soon as I saw Tyrell Shavers have 90 yards and a touchdown, and I saw Gabe Davis have an impact on this team on Sunday, the running backs have an impact on this team, and these guys go on to score 44 points, I immediately thought to myself, how do you look Gabe Davis in the face on Thursday and take reps away from him, take targets away from him? In particular, how do you do that to Tyrell Shavers, a guy that has worked his ass off to earn every opportunity? When he's been given an opportunity, he cashes in every single time, takes the most advantage of it. That's exactly what wound up happening. There was no other disciplinary action this past week that caused yet another benching. This is just a stem from this past week. So now, Rico, we are a year and a half into drafting Keon Coleman. The Buffalo Bills draft Keon Coleman with their first draft pick in 2024. And a year and a half in, he is a healthy scratch in 2 consecutive games where the Bills are in a very heated division race and AFC playoff race. What are you making of this? And then also, what are you making of the guys that are going to be stepping up in his absence? Not only tonight, Rico, but dare I say, moving forward in the foreseeable future here.
All right, it's a tough one for me because I get this like I get attached. Let me put it this way: I think as a Bills fan, forget about me covering the team and being objective. I do my very best to be objective, but I get attached to certain players, right? And you guys saw how I felt about Breece Hall, right? Breece Hall, I wanted Breece Hall badly, and then he went to the Jets. So be it, right? Stevie Johnson, I got attached to Stevie Johnson right off the rip. I'm still a big fan of Stevie Johnson. So Keon coming in, we drafted him with our first pick, but in the second round, and you root for him, right? He becomes a fan favorite very early. I thought it was a little cringeworthy myself when it was all about the cookie talk and the Macy's jacket, and these people, you'd swear they've never seen someone talk about cookies and Macy's at the same time. So it was a big affair. So we're like, dude, I was in a moment. I even said it. I'm like, yo, let this guy play first before we start crowning him as this dude. So now you get the Bills fans falling for this guy, and myself too, because he's got a great personality, and he has a rookie season that was decent, like where you're like, okay, second year is gonna be better, and okay, he's got some maturity issues and stuff like that, and then you bench him. Okay, cool, I get it. You bench him again. So what is it? Are we using him as the scapegoat? Because like if the Bills get blown out today or offensively they do nothing, what are you going to go back to him now? Oh, we tried this experiment. It didn't work. Like, what is it exactly? Now, do I like how they're going about it? Not necessarily, but that's me because I'm liking the player. That's me invested in the player. I'm rooting for the player. But then when I look at the team and I say, hey, but if they're doing better without him, hey, that's tough luck, man. This is the NFL. If you're letting Shavers outplay you, if you're letting all these other guys outplay you, then so be it. You're just not good enough to be on the field. So if Gabe Davis is better than he is and there's more chemistry, then you got to sit. You've got to sit. Now, is it performance-based or is it he pissed somebody off in the building? Now that's speculation. You got everybody talking out of the side of their mouths, not knowing exactly what's going down. But at the end of the day, we saw the performance that the offense did last week. We liked it. And why change things up? Keep it going. And if this continues, the question now becomes, what do you do with Keon going forward? You can't cut him. I've seen wild things. Cut him. Get rid of him. Bye-bye. Go. And I've seen people like myself say, yo, give him some grace, man. You got to get in there. It's only his second year, for crying out loud. Steve Smith only really started to get going after his second year. His first 2 years weren't really anything special. So sometimes we lose that sight. Right? Look at Cole Bishop. We were ready to throw Cole Bishop out into the trash bin. And Cole Bishop now is one of the best guys on this team. So sometimes it takes time. But has his shenanigans run its course? And I think they're just sick of his shenanigans, whatever the shenanigans are, meaning missing team practices and so on and so forth. Maybe like I think it was a Shannon Sharp tolerance. And I forgot what the thing was. It was tolerance and what we're going to tolerate and what we're not going to accept. And once we can't tolerate you and your skill does not give us to tolerate your nonsense, you're out there. So are you skillful enough for us to tolerate your behavior off the field? And it's looking like it ain't happening. So these boys are like, bro, you're going to sit this out. You're going to wait it out and you're going to watch these boys go. And if we come out and put another big time performance, now things get dicey. I'm hoping that things work out and we get to see this guy on the field again, but I don't know, bro. 2 in a row, it does not look good. I want to know what your thoughts. Do you like this move? Are you in that realm where I'm with it? If he's not performing, he's not performing. Or is there more to it? You talk to me. Let me know.
I think it was the only move to make, and this is why I said it on Sunday.
Or maybe I said,
oh, absolutely. I said it either on Sunday after the game or Monday. I said I don't know how you look at Shavers and you look at Davis after that game and take reps and targets away from them after what they had just done and after you had done so without Coleman on the football field. Now, you mentioned it. You say, is this performance-based? If it's not partially performance-based, then he'd be out there. You could, if he was balling out, you do not healthy scratch a guy balling out against 2 teams, one in which is a division leader and another team that was in the divisional round of the playoffs last year and is currently in the playoff mix right now on the road against the best defense in the NFL. So part of me thinks, yeah, the disciplinary actions were probably, in my opinion, the straw that broke the camel's back. But when you factor in also not producing on the football field, and then Tyrell Shavers comes in, who has to fight for his life to make the football team, he comes in and has a better game than Keon Coleman has had since week 1 of the entire season in one outing, in one opportunity. I don't know how you can go back on it, especially on a short week, right? So you go into Thursday, and here we are, right? And here's how I see this. I don't think it could have been much worse for Keon Coleman this past week. You get your 3rd disciplinary action. And this is on top of all the things that have already happened. The Steve Smith thing, everybody wanting Brandon Beane to make a move at the trade deadline. Everybody saying the Bills wide receiver core is just nothing, right? They have no ability to throw the football, and it's because of the receivers. Then you get your 3rd disciplinary action. You get scratched. First of all, 3 disciplinary actions in a year and a half on a football team. That's just wild to me. I keep seeing some people say he's young, lesson learned. How many lessons do you get to learn? You were drafted, and I said this the other night, you were drafted with a golden opportunity to become the number 1 wide receiver for one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever do it. And not only has the production not been there, we know that this team's willing to give grace to guys on production and allow them to build up and become something. But when you're squandering that, and then on top of that, showing up late to meetings, now being benched in some capacity for the 4th different time since he's become a Buffalo Bill. But then Sunday, Rico, to then have Shavers do what he did in that football game, and for them to score 44 points, and for them to have Josh Allen go nuclear in that football game, it was just a perfect storm of, man, this couldn't have gone much worse for Keon. And then this was before I even saw the rest. The dancing before the game. Look it. I saw some people saying, well, what do you want him to do? Cry? No. I'm not saying you sit there and cry and you sulk and you hang your head, but I don't think you should be dancing. I think there's a fine line there. Stand there. You just got benched. 3rd disciplinary action. I think the last thing I'm probably doing is dancing pregame after I just got sacked. Like, what do you...
Hold on, let me push back a little bit. So
go ahead.
Do you want me to be angry and sulk and sit on the sideline and just be next to my teammates sitting like this? All the cameras are going to be doing, the camera's going to be on me regardless. So I can choose to be myself and be cool and not let this bother me and stick around and still keep my same personality? Or do I show the whole world that I'm bothered by this? Am I performing for the world, or am I being real for my teammates? I'm not going to sit here and he can't do this, and how is he dancing? He's not taking this seriously. How do you know? He's probably shitting bricks inside. But right now, I'm with my guys. I'm on the field with my guys. I got to show them that I'm still me. Oh, there's Keon. He must be really feeling it, and he's really upset. And he's on the bench. They're just gonna panic at it, bro. I ain't got no time. I still got to be myself. Now, optics wise, now I'm with you.
Well, that's all it is.
And here's the thing with the optics, you got to look at it two ways. Am I performing for everybody else to just make, do the right thing, or should I just be myself? Which would you rather, be yourself or play the part for the cameras? Which is it?
I'm not saying to not be yourself, but I'm asking you, Rico, if you just got sent home from work, your job, for the third time for a disciplinary action, are you walking in the door and dancing around the kitchen? I don't know.
How do you know I didn't apologize to my whole teammates? I sat everybody else.
I'm not saying he did or he didn't do that. I'm just saying, that's
my point. So you and everybody don't know what took place in that locker room. So what you see on this field, I already dealt with it. So what I gotta do it for y'all too. I don't owe y'all anything. I owe my teammates something. Don't you owe your teammates showing up to the meeting on time on Friday? Well, and that's why we don't know if you apologize and say, yo, my bad. Yo, I messed up. And that's why they're all like, yo, he knows he messed up. So something like that tells me he must have addressed everybody. And now players are coming out like vocally and say, yo, he knows he's got to do better. He knows he's got to this. Deion Dawkins, he knows. Shavers out there, he knows. I'm his big bro. He's got to be better. But I'm not going to sit here, yo, don't be yourself and it looks good. Because let's play the role that he is tightened up. What does that tell you exactly? No, I think you're getting me wrong here. I don't want him to sit over there and sulk. I just want him to sit over there either. No. So what do you want him to do? I got to tell you, man, if I got suspended from the football team in high school and my dad saw me dancing on the sideline before the game, there would be a talking to me after the game. He'd say, "What are you dancing about? You just got benched for this football game. What are you dancing about?" And here's the thing. I don't even think this is the biggest part of it. I'm just adding all the little elements involved here because I get it. Because after the game, Rico, no, of course. But after the game, he's flat out asked if there's a lesson to be learned here. No, I don't think so. So I'm factoring all these things in, right, Rico? If I see the dancing, I don't really care. Like, that's the thing. Like, if that's who he is, fine. But I'm factoring all of these things in. Third disciplinary action, not playing well, benched, then that. And then after the game, right? Then after the game, you're given a golden opportunity to say, yeah, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, there's a lesson to be learned. I have got to be better in every single facet. There's part of me, and I don't have confirmation on this, and I don't know if I ever will. I've told myself I really hope he just misheard the question, but I feel like it would have been corrected by now. So when I hear it, I'm thinking to myself, dude, you just got given a golden silver, or you got a silver platter teed up for you to just say exactly what you should have said. It almost felt like you're kind of doubling down on it in a weird way. Yes. And Rico, is it any shock that now all of a sudden scratched again? Let me just ask you this. If it really wasn't that big of a deal, Rico, would he have been scratched 2 consecutive games? Yeah, well, that's where we're like, okay, something's up. And I will agree with you with the dancing part did not do anything for me. However, now when the microphone is in front of you, now I'm with you. You and I are on the same page. All right, this is where I need you to be professional. All right, you're not on the field with your boys now. Now you're in front of a camera. They're asking you questions. Now it's time for me to let's get what you're thinking. Put it out there. Do you think that I don't know exactly the question was, but do you think that such and such, whatever they asked, and he goes, I think the question, Rico, was literally, do you think there was a lesson to be learned here? Yeah, and no, I think everything, bro. Like now, this is where PR comes in. You got to say the right things, like right in the camera when people are now like wondering what's going on. Right on the field, dancing is one thing. Now you're in front of the mic. Hey, if you guys saw me, like it could be something. You guys saw me dancing out there. I want to be myself. I want to be with my homies right now, but I know what's at stake. And is there a lesson to be learned? Yeah, I don't like sitting on the bench. I don't like that. It pissed me off, and I got to be better. Bro, done. But, like, I don't know if he was trying to save face, and no, I already got it. I hated his response. His response was dog poop. So I'm with you 100%. So now, does McDermott and Bean look at this and go, bro, does this guy really get it? But also, we're not going to hold your hand to show you how to talk to the media. That's not our job either. Our job is to coach you as a football player. All that other stuff, the way you talk to people, that's your people's and what you got to do. And he dropped the ball with his response. I'm 100% with you on that. And I wonder if that played a part in him getting a second scratch. But a second scratch when McCole Hardman's out, Samuel's out, you got no Kincaid. You think this was the game that you bring him back, but they said, nah, bro, we're bringing back Gabe, and we're going with Shavers, bro. If that's not a message,
correct.
Well, I don't know what is.
Like, could it be any more damning, Rico? Like, you not only are you out Kincaid, like you're out Kincaid.
Yeah.
Right. Like, that's the thing. You are now elevating Gabe Davis for the second time off the practice squad. You have a practice squad-esque player before the season started in Shavers above you now as well. You were just drafted this was the team's first pick. Not this past draft, but the draft prior. And I want to go back to the dancing thing because it's not a matter of him not being himself. I think I need to better explain myself. I personally would be so gutted over the fact that I just got benched for this game that I don't think I could bring myself to get into those type of spirits, if that makes sense.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I know that I'm not going to be going out there, and I know that it's on me. Like, I guess the way I'm looking at it, it's one thing to be yourself. I get that. And that's why I said, like, I don't want to see him out there pouting and sitting by himself. No, because I think that's just as bad. I'm saying I personally would be so gutted over it and so disappointed in myself over it that I don't think I could bring myself to be all giddy prior to the football game, right? It's one time is one thing, Rico. If he's back out there tonight, I think we probably look past this. You just said it. This is a statement being made by McDermott and Bean to do this 2 games in a row. And I think I want to know from you, how much of this had to do with what happened on Sunday? If they went out there and won that game 20-17, is Coleman back, or do you think that this was the plan from the get-go?
That's a great question. And because of how they performed on Sunday, and I think not just how they performed on Sunday per se, but what they've looked like with him in the offense. And the week prior to that, he was just dogging it. And the week prior to that, they were talking about, these guys don't get open. So there's a culmination of a few things that have kind of coupled in with now him missing practices. And now we're talking about it publicly. So, and then we have an explosion. Josh is looking like himself. People are where they're supposed to be. Bro, why take the hand, you know what I'm saying, that's hot right now and throw it into cold water? Yo, keep that hand going. If you have a rhythm shooter, if you're a rhythm shooter and you're sitting there, you're popping, and then, you know what I'm saying, we're now going to get a new passer, and the passer gives you a bounce pass instead, throws your rhythm off. So right now we're getting chest passes, and my man and Josh Allen is dialing. So let's not break the rhythm. Let's keep the rhythm going. But it's a bad look altogether for him on how he, like, let me put it this way. You're Keon. You're scratched for the second time. How do you go about it? Is he going to be dancing on the field today? Like, if you see dancing on the field today and all that stuff,
would that bother you then?
It will bother me then, because now there's 3 guys missing right now, and you should be on the player. And they're like,
so do you think he underestimated the gravity of the situation on Sunday?
So. Now that I'm thinking about it now, because that was the second time, because I didn't think the second time was going to happen. First time, cool. I think now he understands, bro. Yo, they're not playing around, and Gabe is itching to get back onto the field. Gabe just had a monumental opportunity to go make some money and go to Jacksonville. It didn't work out. He's trying to get back on the field and get back into the fold. Poyer, same thing. Went to Miami, didn't work out. Came back to the Bills, just on the practice squad, having to do what he needs to do, grinding it out, back onto the field. He's not trying to relinquish that. I think we're seeing Keon maybe take this opportunity for granted. And now 2 games, bro, now we talking now. Now, what does this do for his confidence? Shoots it down. This guy.
What does this do for his spot on the team? I mean, I want to know your thoughts there. Like, what if they go out tonight against the number 1 pass D and Shavers has another good game and Davis is impactful? Like, Rico, because the message has been sent. The message has been sent.
Don't break the rhythm. And even if he's activated the following week, you just don't get the 60% plays. You're down to 30. Sorry. Shavers is now, it's the depth chart. That's just the way it is. He's moved above you in the depth chart. It's that simple. So disciplinary issues aside, now it's performance. You also haven't performing. You can't not perform, and you can't have disciplinary issues. Those are the 2 things you cannot do. And it's performance over tolerance. If you're performing, we'll tolerate your nonsense. If you're not performing, we will not tolerate your nonsense. You're going to drop down the depth chart. Now, the real question now becomes, is this going to be a permanent thing of him just being on the inactive list? Or is that a slap in the face? where they just keep him inactive and Gabe now gets an actual roster spot. They're going to have to make a decision about Gabe. They're going to have to bring him onto the.
How does he not get a roster spot? You just put Hardman on IR, by the way, and you gave him a roster spot instantly. I mean,
I guess
that seems inevitable to me. You?
It's looking like it. We're seeing the moves right before our eyes. The writing is on the wall, so we're seeing this happen. But listen. Let me flip it. I'm going to put you in a position that I know you don't quite want to be in.
Okay.
Be in his corner. You're his agent. Your agent, Paul. What do you say to Keon? What do you say to Keon at this point? This is a second scratch. That's your client. What do you say?
I'd say, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Do you know how many people would kill to have the opportunity that you have in front of you? And let's face it, you're a year and a half in, you haven't lived up to the hype. And they've continued to give you opportunity after opportunity. You have yet to prove, outside of a couple of flash moments, that you are worthy of the draft pick the Bills utilized on you. You have not demonstrated any ability to showcase to one of the best quarterbacks of all time that you can be a reliable target for him. That's what you were drafted to be. So what are you doing? It's one thing to have growing pains in this league. It's a tough-ass league, and not everybody makes it for a reason. Yep. I understand it's not going great on the field, and you're working hard. But the last thing you can be doing when you are just not in good favor right now with the fan base, with media pundits, you cannot double down and be late to a meeting and have your third disciplinary action against you. You cannot go in front of the camera and say, I don't think there's a lesson to be learned here. If I'm the agent, I look at him and I just shoot him straight, man. I say, you have worked your whole life for this opportunity. You have worked your whole life for this. And I don't know if it's hitting you or not, but you just got scratched for the second game in a row against two good teams. You're not playing the Jets and the Saints here. You're playing the Bucs and the Texans. And the Bills said, you know what? We're going to be better without you here. You have got to lock in, look in the mirror, and figure it out, because you've worked your whole life for this. And I don't know if you realize it or not, but it's slipping away. That's what I'd say to him. Point blank.
Here's the crazy part in this. The agent for Keon Coleman, you, sir, you also represent Tyrell Shavers. So you have an agent that's sitting here with an undrafted free agent that has been grinding his way to a roster spot. And you have the second rounder that was drafted high enough to be an impactful player, and you're dropping the ball. My undrafted guy is outplaying you right now. And in your words, get it together. What are you doing? Because that's what it comes down to. And don't squander this, because right now you're going to squander this. My man said it's not true. I'm just looking at it right now. Unless you're talking about something else, but is Paul DeRussell happens to be the agent for Tyrell Shavers and is also, I believe, the agent for Keon Coleman. So DeRussell's approach, yeah, that's exactly right. So he's got both these guys. So like, this is a gut check time for Keon, but the gut check time was last week. So what you did in the walkthrough, there's not a whole lot going down in the walkthrough. There's something going on. Now, I wonder also, did they tell him he's going to be scratched for 2 games? So get used to it. So maybe he already knew this was going to happen. I wonder if that was already in place. You've missed these practices. It's not your first time. I'm sick of this crap. You're missing 2 games. You're going to be inactive. Now, obviously, McCole Hardman, they did not know that was going to happen to him. Curtis Samuel, they clearly didn't know that was going to happen to him. So this is where they would have opened things up. However, they're like, yo, I'm so sick of yo ish that, yo, you're sitting these games, 2 games regardless. Or circumstances change where they're like, yo, you know what? Hot hand. We're going to keep it going. So I don't know. I'm hoping that comes out eventually where McDermott says, yo, we're just riding the hot hand. Or he might just take the easy way out. We're riding the hot hand. Or, yo, we already told him he's going to miss 2 games. So disciplinary action, you're done. But man, oh man, what does this do with the relationship between him and his quarterback, him and his teammates, him and his head coach, him and his agent? There's a lot of relations. There's a lot of things tied to your behavior and what you've been doing. So you think it's just a you thing. It's a whole lot of things going on that you've affected now. And guess what? One of them is taking full advantage of it, and that's Tyrell Shavers. So big ups to Tyrell Shavers.
And I couldn't be more stoked for that guy. I couldn't be more stoked for Tyrell Shavers. I was rooting for him so heavily in the preseason to make the team.
Heck yeah.
He did everything he could to make it. In that moment on Sunday, balls out. I hope we see it again tonight. Will we see it again tonight, Rico? I am going to head on over to my friends at Sleeper as Rico goes to blow out his birthday candles real quick. Sleeper right now, link in the description below. Click that sign up. When you do, you will immediately get a free $20 entry to use on this game or any of the games in week 12. You can also use it on the NBA, NHL, you name it. Sleeper has it. Once you use your free $20 entry, use the promo code BF25 on your screen, and that'll get you a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper terms of use for details. Currently available in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper via the link in the description below. We got to pave the way for our main man Kingpin to get on here and get after it for some live Buffalo Bills football. But before we do, some super chats rolling in. Our main man, James the Mountain Man, saying happy birthday, Rico. Go Bills.
That's my guy, James the Mountain Man. He's on the road right now. He's a trucker. He's on the road doing his thing. So he's about to, he got on the road at 4 a.m. And my man was messaging. We were messaging back and forth. He goes, yo, I got on the road early enough so I can sit, relax, and watch this game. So shout out to my guy, James the Mountain Man. And by the way, James the Mountain Man said he's sick of fans, you know what I mean, having no faith in his team. Have some faith in his team. Don't get suckered in by big-time performances. Just live in the moment. Live in the moment. Love the moment. And I'm with him sometimes.
Love it. James, good dude. And I hope you have some safe travels out on the road. Enjoy the football game this evening. Jake coming in. Happy birthday, Rico. Showing some love to the birthday boy. I hope the Buffalo Bills show you some love tonight, Rico. That's what I'm hoping for. Speaking of showing love, Cam's showing some big-time love here. Now, we asked earlier, Rico, what's happened on November 20th, Rico's birthday? What have the Bills done in the past? Cam did the work for us. He's saying last time we played on November 20th, we beat the Browns 31-23. That was in 2022. Okay. Rico's the good luck charm today. All right. So we know that winning on November 20th is possible. It's not like there's some bad luck here, Rico.
Juju on there. Let's go.
Yes. Love it. Cam, thank you for the huge super chat. Thank you for doing the research for us. We appreciate you, brother. And our main man, Jeff, a.k.a. The Kinger, scored 42 without him. Message sent. He's not Andre Reed, Stephon Diggs, or James Lofton. He couldn't hold their jock straps, says Jeff King. And he has produced nothing for us. We reap what we sow, folks. A cold fact for life. Also, happy birthday, Rico. I think we know where Jeff stands on it. I think Jeff. And here's the key. Like tonight, the key is, if you see, it'll be interesting tonight. If the offense goes out and struggles mightily in the pass game, maybe there's a conversation to be had. But there's a large part of me that thinks if you go out there tonight and we see another, wow, how about Shavers? And we see Gabe Davis and Khalil Shakir has a better game, and it's hard for him not to because he was non-existent last game.
Yep.
You said it, Rico. Hot hand. They can can frame it however they want, but it's just hard to not justify continuing to do it.
If you're giving me chest passes all day and I got a rhythm, don't come in here and give me a bounce pass and then get my head back off dude. Keep the rhythm going, man. So don't bounce pass it. Keep that chest pass coming.
You're pulling them off the rack like it's the 3-point competition. DEO. I don't know about you guys, but I'll be looking for Cook this game. Better be cooking. Also, Keon got to wake the F up. Show why we drafted you. And that's the thing, too. Like, we all want the guy to succeed. And not even beyond the Bills situation, just from a life perspective. Once again, I just mentioned it. Like, you work your whole life for this. It wasn't like Keon was born with the birthright to become an NFL player. You work your whole life for this. Yep. You want to see these men succeed on what they've worked so hard for. This is why it's troubling when you know it's beyond just the play on the field. So we're with you, DEO. Something's got to give tonight, right? Number 3 overall defense on the run against the run in Houston. Number 1 overall pass offense. Rico, can they blend a little bit of both here and find a way to open it up in one area or another? That's going to be the key. Our main man, Bartek. He's saying, Rico looking sharp. Rico, what are the odds? I think so. 100%. I asked you if you were fresh off the dinner when I saw you. I know you didn't just put that on for your health. You know, it's looking damn good. AT saying, Rico, what are the odds you take a birthday shot with the chat? In Polish, we say 100 lat, which means 100 years. Happy birthday, BT. I think you just got your answer. Bartek, we just got our answer. Rico, getting up walk into what I would imagine to be the Bar de la Rico over at the crib. Let's see what he pours up. Rico typically likes to pour himself up. He's more of a skinny marg type guy, those frozen daiquiris. So we'll see if maybe he whips one of those out. What's he got? Yeah.
What do we got? We got a little bit
He's got the Pink Whitney.
You know what I mean? Why not? You know what I'm saying? We'll put a little something in there. Should I just right from the bottle or what?
No, I would turn around and do it because I'm pretty sure we break some sort of regulation, some internet thing, and I don't know if we have to do a course afterwards.
You know what?
You know
We're just gonna be classy. We're gonna be classy.
Be classy.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I just turned 22, so
down the hatch.
Down. Oh, you know what? I haven't had Pink Whitney in a long time.
It's good.
Good stuff.
Pink Whitney is good. Our main man, Richie Fresh. It's simple. Monkey moving hard for this game. Bills 35-9. Richie, I think we'd all be moving and shaking if that was the final score tonight. 35 against this pass defense, man. I think we would sign up for that. And I think we would be feeling more confident than ever in our Buffalo Bills. Hopefully you are bang on. Good to see you, Richie. The Fluffster, Fluffy Panda, happy birthday. He wants to know if you're watching this game at Chuck E. Cheese tonight, Rico.
Well, if you want to call Chuck E. Cheese my basement, there I will be. I will be there watching it with my man, Andy. What up, Andy?
I'll be in my basement too, watching. I'm about to go do that right now. You're about to go do that. And if you want to watch with Pierre, stay right where you're at here on the Buffalo Fanatics YouTube channel. And if you want to hang out with us some more, win, lose, or draw, we'll be with you late night tonight after the conclusion of Thursday Night Football. Bills, Texans coming your way. Rico and I will see you on the post game. Look at that. Wow,
look at that
custom balloon on the way out the door.
Shout out to my man Andy, came through and was like, you know what? You got it. Let's
get the birthday dub for Rico. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the pregame. Much love. Enjoy the football game. We will see you after the conclusion of Bills, Texans. Until then, much love. Go Bills.
Go Bills.